Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deidre Anderson and I write adult contemporary romance under the pen names Deidre Anderson and Sky Winter. Now, if love is something you're into, if you love love, you love romance, then this little space on the internet may just be for you. On this little space of the internet, we talk about writer life, writer things, romance things, love things, because both my pen names write romance. Deidre Anderson writes about the Black woman and the men who love them, and Sky Winter writes fun, short, steamy romances. So if that's something you're into, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified each and every time I upload, and hit that like button so that I can know that you like the content we're putting out. Today we're just going to have a little chatty video. We're going to be talking about a topic that has somehow become taboo, and that's reviews, but from the author perspective. So if that's something you want to join in the discourse about, you want to join in the conversation, stick around and let's chat. All right, welcome back, guys. So as you've heard from the introduction, and if you've seen in the title of this video, we're going to be discussing reviews today. Now, before we even dive in, let me just start with a disclaimer, okay? Now, this is going to be a constructive conversation and constructive conversation only. I know that when you mention the word reviews or certain other buzzwords, is what I like to call them, things tend to go awry, okay? We are going to respect every single person that chooses to comment on this video, that even sees this video, because we are not in the the words are failing me right now. We're not in the area of beating down others or starting any arguments over here in this little space. All right, it's just a friendly discussion. I want to hear your opinions. I'll share my opinions and we'll go from there. I'm open to discourse. I'm a very open person. I respect everyone's opinions, and hopefully you guys can respect mine too. Anyways, with that out the way, let's have a little chat, shall we? Now, reviews. In any space of the world, if you're living here in 2023, if you're in the publishing space or the reader space or the writer space at all, you would have heard the phrase, reviews are for readers, right? And I believe this 100%. But do I think that that also equates to the fact that reviews aren't for authors? No. And let's discuss why. So as an author, as a reader, let's start from there. As a reader, I read, I consume content, I leave reviews, right? And those reviews that I'm leaving, I agree, are 100% not directed to the author, unless it's something that I really loved and it's an author that maybe in my network. Then I will hype them up and let them know that, hey, this was amazing, I loved it and whatever, but that still wouldn't be in my review. That's like one away outside of the review space, right? And that's only if it's an author in my network. If it's some random person like Rootware, which I'm obsessed with in the thriller mystery space, then I'm not gonna go and rant to Rootware about her book. She probably doesn't even want to know that. She or they don't want to know that. So you just basically keep that part to yourself. So in that sense, yes, reviews are for readers, because you're leaving a review in hopes that the other readers like you will find that content, or readers that aren't like you will read your comments, read your opinions, and know that, okay, maybe that would be for me instead, even if it wasn't for you. So reviews are a very useful tool, right? It helps a consumer to know, hey, this product is something that they would benefit from, or this product is maybe something they should pass on, and that's really important. Now, from an author perspective, reviews, like we've said repeatedly, that you can learn from your reviews, especially if you're just starting out. And I think this piece of advice is coming from years past, right? Because publishing isn't new. However, the responses and the reactions to the reviews are what's evolving, and unfortunately evolving to negative spaces, and that's what we don't want, right? So got back in the day, I feel old saying that, but back in the day, in early publishing, when authors would read their reviews, right, they, like, as a beginner, getting valuable feedback, because when people are just starting out in this industry, especially if they're independently published, most authors are not going in with huge budgets. They can't afford to have multiple, and some of them don't even have a community. They don't have the luxury to have a ton of beta readers read their work. Like, I know some readers aren't privy to what goes on behind the scenes of creating that book that they may love or they may not like. But a lot of early authors don't have the network to get a ton of beta readers, and don't have the finances to pay a ton of beta readers. And then some may argue, then why publish, right? But the unfortunate thing is, when you say that to someone, it can hold them back. Like, there are authors that are sitting on work for years because they feel like they're not able to, they just can't pass that hump to push publish, right? And it's not that the work isn't good, or it's not that it hasn't been written and rewritten to a vast extent, and edited and re-edited and rewritten and re-edited and got into that cycle. It's just that they can't get past the hump of pushing publish. Now, should everybody push that publish button? It's debatable, but it's still goes back to the point where not everyone has the luxury of having a ton of people read it beforehand. So for those authors, it can be extremely valuable to get the reader's opinion, the public's opinion, and that will remain valuable to an author regardless of when it is or what the discourse is at that point. Think of reviews, like think of a review of an Android phone, or a tablet, or a computer, or a car, right? Books are the only thing that the community seems to think that the persons producing the content should not partake in. Like, I find it wild. Like, when Apple puts out a new iPhone, or when Android puts out a new phone, or when Mac or Dell makes a new computer, right? They have a team that are going through and looking through those reviews and taking notes and pointers from it so that they can make the next model, right? It's the same thing with authors. Like, we put the products out, and when readers review, right, we go through, well, maybe not personally, but we have teams. If you're at that stage, or if you're not yet at that stage, you go through the reviews to read the feedback that people have been saying, taking that feedback into account and improving on the next one, improving on the next model, right? That's how business is. That's how it go. You always are taking your critique into consideration, right? Now, where things go awry is when authors in the space are not able to take criticism well. So they read the reviews and they take everything that's said in that review as a direct hit to them. That's not the case. It's like the books that we create are products, right? It's just like your car. Some people would love Honda, other people will love BMW, other people will love Hyundai. There will never be one person that loves everything. It's just not realistic. So to the thought that everyone will love your book is not realistic. But dare I say it, those 1-star reviews that you receive, or 2-star or 3-star, are still valid. Because take, for example, if I read a book and I hated it, right? And I opted to go ahead, and I felt as passionately about it that I opted to go ahead and leave my reviews or leave my opinions there. that 1-star review will help another reader that is looking through. Like when I'm reading, I may be weird, okay? But when I'm going to read a book, I don't read the blurb. I don't read the blurb because I don't want to know what happens, right? I look into the reviews for the themes that are in the book, and I don't read the 5-star reviews because that does nothing for me. That's just going to be people gushing over the books, right? And as a reader, I don't read them. They're gushing over the book. I don't want to see that. They're probably going to tell me what happens, and then I would probably look at, say, a few 1-star or maybe between 1 and 3-star reviews. Why? Because those readers oftentimes are the ones that tells you exactly what they hated about a book. So if I have anything that I completely hate as well, when they're saying it, I'll say, okay, maybe this is something I don't want to go into. But there are many times when they say that they didn't like a book because something was included that I loved, and that was the reason I picked up the book. So all reviews are valid. All reviews matter. Whether it's 1-star or 5 stars, all reviews help readers in some form of way, right? Now, there are also ways where it can assist an author, right? But that is behind the scenes, right? A reader doesn't need to know if you read the review. They don't, because they weren't leaving that review with a hope. Well, some may, but the majority of them weren't leaving that review, especially if it's a negative review, in the hopes that, oh, you would see it. They don't really care if you see it or not. At that point, if they felt as passionately about leaving that, so that they left a negative review, they weren't thinking about you in that moment. They were thinking about their feelings that are incredibly valid, how they felt about your product, and what they think other people should know about your product. Ask yourself, if you bought a car and when you drove off the lot, it broke down, would you not want to warn other people that, hey, this happened to me? Not saying that every single car will happen, but you would want to warn people that happened, right? It's the same thing. A review of your book is a review of a product. That product was put out in hopes that consumers, in this case readers, will buy the book, read the book, hopefully enjoy the book. But if they didn't, then they're just not your readers. Someone that loves a BMW will maybe drive around in another vehicle, but they won't be over the moon because that's just not what they love. You can't control someone's opinions, but everyone's opinions are valid. So that's basically my stance on this. I've been getting a lot of questions about what I think. Oh, and before, the ultimate thing to get from this, right, is that sure, you can consume those reviews if you are in a mind space too, but don't like the review. Don't comment on the review. And unless you're invited to, like, a discussion about your, say for example, someone is discussing your book, your product, unless they personally invite you into that space, don't go there. Don't go. And if you do go, just be quiet. Just stay in your space, stay in your lane, consume what you must. Like, if you really feel the need that you need to consume that information, sure, no one can tell you what to do. Just don't interact. Don't engage. Just don't. It never goes the right way. Never. Never. Because everyone's opinions will differ. And at that point, if you feel as led to engage, that means you're still too close. So maybe step back, look at it from a different angle. Maybe if you know you're the type of person that you get real attached to your products or attached to your work, then hire someone else to look through it for you. If you can't afford to hire someone else, ask a friend, ask a relative. Have them go through and then probably pass you the stuff that they think will be beneficial to you. Maybe not the exact review, but have them read through. If they realize that a ton of people keep saying, hey, you probably need to, this book wasn't edited or this book could have used editing, then you know that the editor that you're working with maybe isn't the best, right? And you probably need to look at change. So if you are not the type of person that can handle criticism well, but you want to know what's going on, what the public thinks of your product, have someone else look into it, right? And only tell you the stuff that are necessary, right? That may be the takeaway of the day, right? Because again, those people that are leaving those reviews on your product, on your book, we're not doing it with you in mind. So it's not a personal attack. So just don't engage, right? If you can't read and not engage, have someone else do it for you. Right? So that's where I'll leave this discourse. What are your opinions on it? Let me know below in the comments. Is there anything I said that you disagreed with? Also let me know in the comments. Is there anything that maybe you went through, or do you struggle with either not reading your reviews or reading your reviews and feeling like, because you're human, right? It may affect you, but have you engaged? Have it gotten you that enraged that you felt the need to engage? And why was that? Right? I'd love to know the different opinions on this and down below. So let me know in the comments. And until next time, I will go ahead and get back to my writing, because it's a lot, guys. It's a lot. Juggling 2 pen names is it's a whole different ball field. So if you liked this content, go ahead and give me that thumbs up so I know that you liked the content, and I know that you want more of these discussion type videos. Hit that subscribe button if you like talking about the author life, the writer life, romance, and all things love. And ding that notification bell so you can be notified each and every time I upload. All right. Again, my name is Deidre Anderson. I write under the pen names Deidre Anderson and Sky Winter. So if you want to read about Black women and the men who love them, Deidre Anderson may be for you. And if you are short on time but you want a fun short read, then Sky Winter is the one you want to check out. All right. All the links and information is down below in the description box. Go ahead and join my newsletters, join my Facebook reader groups, and let's join a little community and have fun together. All right, until next time, guys, save your work, hydrate, stretch, and move around. Bye.